Alright, we should be live. Hello everyone who's joining in. Whether you're watching live or if you're watching this as a recording, feel free to hit the like button and we'll just wait for a few seconds here. I'll pull up the comments. We'll talk about the Bitcoin ETF, the potential impact of that on Bitcoin's price, and then we'll cover a few altcoins as well just to wrap up the live stream. Hopefully we'll be able to do this in less than an hour. But the altcoins I can see are pulling back a little, so that's good for everyone who wants to buy into anything really. Alios, Grease. Hello, what's up from Ireland? Hey, I love Ireland. Elorum, hello there. Thank you all for joining. So quickly taking a look at the ETF news and everything, because I do feel like we could go both ways here. We could have a bit of a dump after the ETF approvals. But of course, the logical conclusion is that there will be a pump. So an ETF in simple terms is an exchange traded fund, which is a financial instrument that tracks the price of an asset and allows traders to gain exposure to it without directly holding custody of the asset. So it's essentially buying Bitcoin without actually owning any Bitcoin. Subject to approval, Bitcoin spot ETF applications filled by the likes of BlackRock and Grayscale will effectively allow Bitcoin to be traded on traditional stock exchanges among existing shares and index funds. Now, 80 to 90% of analysts are expecting approvals, which I think all of us can agree that we're probably going to get approvals. However, no one is saying that we cannot have another delay essentially until March, because they could be trying to, create some sort of a bull trap here where everyone expects an outcome and then we get a delay. And we've seen how quickly the narrative can shift. Like a few days ago, we had everyone saying, oh, the ETF's going to get approved, in 2 days. And then in a few minutes, you have a post that says some ETFs might get delayed, or it was something that essentially, backtracked the entire story. And we had a drop across the market. So just be careful being too bullish. Once we get the approval, great. But before that, just be careful. Be careful getting into these bull traps that the media can create for all of us. So you can see here, over 83% of bets are in favor, similar to a 90% probability of the approval given by ETF analysts. Polymarket user comments suggest that even those betting against the decision expect an ETF to be approved at some point, but not by the wager's deadline. So this goes to show that possibly we'll have another delay until March. Now, if we scroll down here, so according to Bank of America report, a $93 million inflow could trigger a 1% increase in Bitcoin prices. Hence, if Bitcoin ETF only needs to attract just 1.7% of the US stock market's 40.5 trillion cumulative value for the current Bitcoin market cap of $600 billion to double. So essentially we could have a nice, 2x on Bitcoin's price. And if we look at the gold ETF, you can see after its approval in 2005, I believe that was, or 2004 in November, we had a massive rally. And obviously people are expecting the same for Bitcoin. Now, history doesn't exactly repeat, but it does rhyme. And I think it, generally speaking, the ETFs are a good thing, but it's not the be all and end all for crypto. Alias with an O and using Bavarian name Alois. Okay. Hello everyone, greetings from Holland. Hello there. Axis, thank you very much. So let me know, guys, if you think we'll get a bit of a swerve and we'll have a delay until March. Personally, I would love that because the markets are probably going to dump if we get a delay. Maybe not dump, but have a significant retracement, and then we can start buying into our altcoins. Now, if you take a look at Google searches for Bitcoin ETF, Essentially it's gone parabolic here, but the Google searches for Bitcoin are still not anywhere close to these levels from 2021 and 2022. So that's still a good thing. Goes to show we still have ways to go until the peak of this bull market. And one thing here to show you as well is the SEC will give the green light to Bitcoin ETFs next week, Kathy Wood. And this is from Bitcoin Archive. And if you go back through their posts, being very, very one-sided when it comes to the ETFs, because they were really pushing a bullish agenda last week. And they said, oh, I can't remember what the exact news was that dropped the markets. Okay, ETFs approvals, more into digital assets. So essentially, maybe some of you guys remember last week we had this drop and I just can't remember what the news was. Something about the ETFs getting either delayed or something about them. But just be careful whenever one says one thing are overly bullish. It's just a nice strategy to just zoom out and take a look at everything and have some assets on the sideline in case you get a dump. And of course, you have to be exposed to the markets. By this point, you should have a really good portfolio. If you don't, the next pullback, the next potential pullback is probably going to be your last opportunity to invest. Not sure, but retracement is overdue. Yes, I think a retracement is well overdue. If you take a look at the Bitcoin price and we open up the weekly, that's the dominance chart. If we open up the weekly, you can see we're very overextended and the RSI is very overextended. We're away from the 20 EMA here. So coming back to $35,000 at least is very, very possible. And that's in fact what I'm expecting. Alt season finished. Well, technically we weren't even in an alt season. Let me show you. So this is the alt season index, and you can see that we weren't even in an alt season. So when you go above the index of 75, that's technically when you're in an alt season. And you can see we were above that in September 2022, in May 2021, and just briefly in January 2022. And then August, September 2020, which was that, midway peak before we got to the bull market properly. And then in December 2019, in January 2019, and in January 2018, February 2018. So we're going to be waiting for that move above index of 75. Of course, before that, we could have a pullback. We could have a crash, a black swan event. Anything can happen, so just always make sure you have some money on the sidelines and make sure you have some buy limit orders set up as well, because if those wicks are gonna last for a few seconds, you want to make sure that you have that buy limit order, just slightly above the support level so you can buy into your project. For example, if we're waiting for Bitcoin to drop to, let's say, $32,700, just set up the buy limit order slightly above that, just slightly above that, just so you have more chances of getting filled. But I'm really hoping for a delay. I'm really hoping for a delay because I want as much time as possible to accumulate all of my altcoins. And BlackRock lines up $2 billion for spot Bitcoin ETF launch, sources say. So BlackRock prepares for big day one of spot Bitcoin ETF. And the world's largest asset manager has reportedly lined up $2 billion of its capital in the upcoming spot ETF launch, according to Vanek's head of digital assets research. Vanek is among the asset managers that have filed to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF with the US SEC essentially, and BlackRock and 9 other spot Bitcoin ETF applicants are waiting for the green light from the SEC to launch the spot Bitcoin ETF. And of course, all of them are going to get approved at once. We're not going to have a few of them approved and then after a few days we'll have another approval. It's going to be all of them at once, just so the SEC doesn't have to get into trouble with some of the companies or institutions there, because we've seen how they lost the trial to Grayscale. So that's a wrap up for the for the ETF talk. Hopefully it's going to bring a lot of money into crypto, into Bitcoin. And yeah, that's a bullish thing overall. I'm just saying that we might have a pullback before that happens. I have 5,000 euro waiting to buy the dip. Great. But it's so scary. It is scary. Like if you have, for example, if you have 5,000 euros and let's say your portfolio is 50,000 euros, then that's fine. You can wait with that 5,000, and if we get the approval, you can just start buying in slowly but surely. But if your portfolio is 10,000 euros and you have 5,000 euros on the sidelines, then I would kind of get nervous, because I'd much rather have that money in the markets right now, because we don't know if we're going to start pumping or not after the approval immediately. So that depends on your portfolio. I'm considering to back up cash for sidelines and car reps. I do have a bit of cash on the sidelines, and I have a steady income. So if we'll get a crash, I'll just start buying in until we move up and until we get to the alt season. There's still a lot of altcoins I want to get into, some low caps that I want to buy in. Hopefully some of my altcoins that I have right now can dip. For example, Polygon Matic is something that I want to buy, but I want to get into this thing, below 75 cents. I know it sounds greedy, but if I don't, that's fine. It's still a high cap altcoin. I'm waiting for like a 10x at least on Polygon Matic. If we get a wick down here, because I have some buy limit order set up, if we get a wick down to 69 cents, great. I get filled, that's fine. If not, I'll just go into some mid cap, low cap project. But if you don't have any Polygon Matic, that's when you should start buying right now. Because if I didn't have any Polygon, I'd probably be buying right now at 80 cents. But I do have a nice position, and I think the average buying price for me is like 55 cents or something. That's why I'm not really worried about Polygon Matic. Thanks for the advice, Achi. No problem. Okay, so let me know if there are any altcoins you want me to take a look at. We'll just go through my list here, and I'll just let you know which ones I would start eyeballing. Let's take a look at Mina. Mina is still very overextended. Like Mina is looking like it's gonna continue pulling back here. Potentially $1 is a nice area to start averaging into the project, because we have this local high from February 2023. So around $1 is a good entry point to kind of, get things going first. And then the lower we drop, the more you buy. That's just to get exposed to the project. Morpheus Network still hasn't seen any pumps whatsoever. We're just kind of in a sideways channel here. So if you haven't bought any yet, feel free to do that. Morpheus Network looking great. I don't think we need that anymore. Thanks, no problem, no problem. Nakamoto Games. So if you were looking to buy into this and you were FOMOing in, right now, if we get a bounce off the $1.24, that's a really good buying opportunity for Nakamoto Games. Because this thing is not, like this thing doesn't want to pull back. It keeps bouncing off the 20 EMA, as you can see, since March last year. It is bouncing off of the 20. So assuming it's going to crash below it just because you want that to happen is not realistic. Like any Bitcoin pullbacks don't affect this coin whatsoever. Neo, I had some Neo, I bought like a few Neo tokens, I believe, back a few months ago, but I just sold them at minimum profit because I feel like there's going to be a lot more profit potential with other coins. This coin has been out for a very, very long time, since 2018, and we printed a lower high in 2021, so it doesn't look as bullish. Now, Ocean Protocol is something that I really want to buy, but I just can't catch a good price. Now, we are below the 20 EMA. That is good. We have a nice support block here between 38 and 35 cents. If we get down that low, I'll probably set up some buy limit orders, in fact, right now after the stream. And we also did break above this resistance trend line here. So maybe a retest of that is on the horizon. As you can see, we had a few bounces off of that yellow trend line, and then we broke up in October, November, and now a back test of support of that would put us at approximately 30 cents-ish. But we don't know if that's going to happen, right? So maybe I'll start buying at 40 cents and then move down. As we move down, I'll buy more tokens because I'm really bullish on Ocean Protocol. If we go to the CoinMarketCap page and we take a look at Ocean, I think the market cap is relatively low, 246 million. That's really low. That is really low. Yes, it was very low here as well in November, December 2022, and then it moved up. But you can't really look at those old prices and just get greedy, and you can't just wait for those prices because we're probably not getting 15 cents, my friend. That's not going to happen. Sorry, that's singularity. We're not dropping back down to those prices. So it's either you start averaging it right now, we're below the 20 EMA on the daily, or you just set up a buy limit order. If you get filled, you get filled. If not, just move on to the next coin. Louis, hello, Louise. Dr. Mumtaz Ali, would you please look at Unicoin? Yes, we can look at Uni. Actually, Uni is a great buy right now. $6, very, very cheap. I would look into Uni right now. I do have a nice bag, so I'm not worried too much about Uniswap. So you can see we ran into this yellow resistance trend line that was our support back in 2022, but now we're testing it as resistance. And we're landing on the 55 EMA, which is good for now. We're holding it as support. Anything around $6 is very cheap for Uniswap. If for some reason we drop down to the all-time low prices or the bear market low prices here at $4, feel free to buy that as well. But we can't really promise you that that's going to happen. So buying from these prices is really smart, in my opinion, because Ethereum is going to rally. Once Ethereum rallies, the #1 DEX on Ethereum is obviously going to have a nice move to the upside as well. I would say a fair 20x from $6 is something that you can expect. Like $120 is very doable for Uniswap. So all I can say for Uniswap is just keep buying if it's below 6. Not a financial advice, of course. So Matic, let's pull up Polygon Matic. I just talked about Matic a few minutes ago, I believe, but we'll just quickly go over it again. So Polygon Matic is in a massive, massive symmetrical triangle here on the weekly chart. And I think once we get the breakout, it's going to be a massive breakout. Here, it was just a bit of a fake out, really. It wasn't much. We didn't get a lot of... We did get some volume coming in. It wasn't a lot. And we didn't even get a proper breakout. We just closed the candle below the resistance there again. So, or we're about to close it. And if you don't have any coins, anything between 80 to 73 cents is a great buy. Anything off the 20 EMA on the weekly is a great buy. You have the 200 EMA on the weekly here as well. So currently that is at $67.50 cents. I mean, personally, I would even buy Polygon Matic off of that price there. But keep in mind, we're very close to the apex of the pattern here. We're very close. So a breakout could happen at any time. And you know, when there's price compression, there is a breakout. So just be ready for that. Sooner or later, it is going to happen. Just like we waited for Chainlink to break out, like the same thing here is going to happen with Polygon Matic. And those pumps can get crazy. Hamid Rahim, hello, bro. Any idea why altcoins are bleeding? So I can see that Bitcoin's actually doing pretty well while altcoins are dropping. So I would assume that people are just taking profit from their altcoins and they're moving that into Bitcoin because of the ETF news that we might get in a few days. That's the only logical explanation that I would have, because some altcoins have rallied like really, really good. Really good rallies. Look at Kusama here. We printed our lows all the way back here, 16 So we did like a 4x on Kusama. Of course, people are going to start taking profits and they're going to move that liquidity into Bitcoin. Chainlink is pulling back down as well. So anyone looking to get into Chainlink, now is a good time to potentially set up some buy limit orders. $11.75 is a really, really good price. Let's open up Chainlink here. So I would say this over here is a great area to buy. I think we have to go back to the daily to see. Actually, no, that's fine. So you can see the gap between the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA is quite large. So that sometimes gives us a little idea of what could happen next, because we need the EMAs to be close together. Once they're very far away, the 20 EMA loses support and we come down to the 55 so that the EMAs can come back together. And then we have another move to the upside and we get an EMA squeeze essentially, which is when the 20 is close to the 55, but then they bounce off each other and we have another impulsive move to the upside. So the 55 EMA is another great entry point. That's around about $10. So set up a few buy limit orders. I would not wait for $6 to $7 again. We had 500 days to buy at those prices. If you weren't buying at $6 to $7, then you know, that's kind of your fault, obviously, because you had 500 days to accumulate Chainlink, and we were making videos on Chainlink throughout this bear market talking about this breakout, and we eventually got the breakout, like a really, really powerful breakout here. 3x, a 3x on a high cap altcoin. Meme coin. Thank you, boss. Love your channel. Thank you very much. So feel free to leave a like, guys, if you're enjoying the videos and the live streams, and feel free to share the live stream as well. It does help us out. Meme coin. What do you mean by meme coin? Like, is that an actual coin that's just called meme coin? I mean, I'm not surprised, but meme coin. I don't buy meme coins at all. Like, I'm not investing into meme coins whatsoever, but this is a very, very recent project. It's already listed on Binance. Oh my God. The market cap is relatively low. I mean, I don't get involved in meme coins at all. Do you think Say could see 30 cents again, asking for my quite small 3x long? So I don't do futures either. I don't do any futures whatsoever, but we can take a look at C. Entering longs right now, I would say that's not a very smart thing. It depends on when you open your long position, of course, because I would just not do anything with futures at all, obviously. But if you're doing futures, then I would not do anything getting closer to these massive, massive events that we have, because you never know what could happen. Okay, so 30 cents. So is this it? Sorry, I don't think this is it. Hold on. What's the project called again? Because I can't remember what's the project. It's supposed to be somewhere here. I remember just, there we go. Okay, so it's 67 cents right now. I don't think it's just listed on this thing here. So we're gonna go here. And we'll do that. We'll do the Binance chart. Actually, is it a fairly recent launch token? Is it gonna have more history on KuCoin, for example? Not really. Okay, let's open up the daily chart. So you opened a long position, but you don't know if it's gonna be would get liquidated at 29.8. Okay, so you opened your position probably somewhere at 30 something cents, and then you set the stop loss. Or do you have a stop loss? Because stop losses are very important, obviously. Okay, so these are some of the support levels we can outline. We can't really set up a fib retracement either because we haven't even broken below the 0.236. So we can just keep pumping off of the 20 EMA on the daily chart. And the project is looking very bullish, and that is the token is looking very bullish. We do have this nice uptrend, but we are kind of breaking down from that channel up pattern, as you can see. And we would be expecting a bounce off of the 20 EMA. Now, from a fundamental point of view, if there are any events coming out or any news regarding their blockchain, their project, that could push the price down, as well as push the price down, push the price up or down, depending on the news, of course. So if it's something bullish, obviously the price will skyrocket. If it's something bearish, like a token migration or something that the community doesn't like, then there could be a lot of selling pressure. But going down to 29.8 from that local top, that would take us 68. I'm not going to say it's impossible. It's not impossible, but from the looks of things right now, it's not very likely. I mean, I would probably close the long position at this point. I mean, I would have closed it probably when we were sitting up here at 78, because the RSI would have been way, way, way overbought at that point. That's where I would have closed the position. I mean, even closing it right now, you're still making good money. But just in case we get a black swan, we get a flash crash, anything can happen. You know, they can just liquidate all of you guys just by doing something like this. So we have a candle here, and then we have this massive wick. So everyone gets liquidated here, and the price is immediately back up to 40 cents. So you just lost all your money because of that little wick. That's what exchanges do. That's what market makers do. I consider a stop loss entry is 43 cents. Okay, so you entered at 43 cents. So you're up 56%. I mean, that's really good. I would just close the position, to be honest with you, because it's going to get very volatile with the ETF news. Like I'm not even going to trade anything on spot. I'm not going to swing trade anything on spot. But if you're okay with the price dropping, I mean, you have a nice support level here. And, you know, we could bounce off of 40 cents if we have a pullback, because that's a local top we printed in December. So we could have a bounce from there. Yeah. Personally, I would just close the position. You're sitting at you're sitting at a good profit. How about DIA? Let's take a look at DIA. I know DIA started pumping. We looked at it a few days ago, I believe. We actually did a TA on it on Patreon, I believe. And was it Louise that asked for the TA? I'm pretty sure it was you. And we started pumping soon after, right? Okay, so we have this channel down pattern. We're breaking above it, which is nice. And we're landing on the 55 EMA, landing on 36 cents as support. That's good to see. The RSI is recovering. So once the stochastic is down in the oversold, that would be a nice area to start accumulating, right? So we were down here, you were down here. And if you get down there one more time, that's a really good area to start accumulating some tokens. If you're holding for the long term, there's no need to be worried about the price action whatsoever. If you're looking to add more tokens to your position, I would say the 55 EMA is a great entry, and then the 20 EMA on the weekly is a great entry. If you drop below the 20 EMA on the weekly on any project whatsoever, that is a good buying opportunity, because we're very close to the bull market and you're going to be above the 20 EMA for the entirety of the bull market. So when you get a chance to buy below the 20 EMA on the weekly, consider yourself, you know, fortunate, because here you had a really good buying opportunity. You were below the 20 EMA, you were below the 20 EMA here. That's just when you're in a bear market, you're going to keep bouncing off of that as resistance. In a bull market, it's the opposite. You're bouncing off of it as support. And the 20 EMA is sort of your support band during the bull market. So it's looking healthy. You know, we could get the bullish cross on the weekly relatively soon. That's going to be a nice confirmation of the bull market. We have a Fibonacci retracement set up. And we could start targeting 71.5 cents in the next few months once we get the next leg up, of course, because we do want to cool down a bit. We do want to retrace down and reset all the oscillators. That would be very nice. We can look for a nice area to settle down over here. So you can see this was our resistance there and there. So now coming back down to this level as support, and then having the next move to the upside from there is very possible and very logical. If we break down below, that's fine. You get a cheaper price anyway. Just buy more tokens. Can you analyze meme coin, sir? Binance is supporting. I mean, we can take a look at meme coin real quick. But I'm not. I think that was the. Wait, is this it? I don't think this is it. Point zero. No, that's not the one. So it's just meme, right? There we go. Meme coin. Okay, we'll just open it up over here on TradingView. It's gonna be much easier. All right, let's take a look at meme on the daily. Okay, so we broke below the 20 EMA. We're losing this support, which is not very good. We have another support level over here. So you can set up some buy limit orders at 0.0178 cents. As you can see, we did wick down to that area here. So there's a lot of buying pressure coming from this area. That's why you want to set up a few buy limit orders there. And if you do indeed drop below, we can always start targeting the extension levels here. Right? Those would be your 3 targets to the downside if you start losing this local low that we printed in November 2023. Because this is a very recent project, we could continue dumping here. We could continue dumping until, you know, we get to the alt season. Because this is a meme coin. It can do anything it wants to. If some influencers start shilling this, it's going to start pumping. So I would say if you really want to get into this, start buying. But for some reason I'm thinking, I don't want to assume, but I think you probably bought somewhere higher here. That's why you're looking to get some either levels to buy back in and bring down the average buying price, which is correct. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But I would just say be careful with these meme coins. Don't get overexposed to them. You're not going to become a millionaire investing into meme coins, because that just happens once in a millennia. You're not going to. It's better to have a well-balanced portfolio where you invest into coins that are actually trying to do something. And once you have an exit strategy, you can make money that way. But if you're just gambling with meme coins, you know, at some point you're just going to get burned. And I don't want to see that, of course. But these extension levels here, you have 0.0139 cents, which is the 1.272 fib. Then you have 0.01227, which is the 1.414. And then you have the 1.618, which is sitting at 1 cent. But that's only if we start breaking below the local bottom here in November 2023. From November 2023. That's all I can say. I mean, very recent chart. I can't really give you anything precise here, any targets to the upside really. We could bounce off of 0.0178 because this is a nice level of support. And yeah, that's it. I'm holding all my coins for dear life. Exactly. Okay, that possible wick, okay. Possible wick is possible. That possible wick is possible. Yes, the possible wick is possible, my friend. So let's take a look at QTUM. How long have we been going for? 34 minutes. Okay, we still have some time. QTUM, or whatever you call that token. Okay, so immediately this is I mean, I don't know the fundamentals, but just based on the price, the way that the demand dropped, I assume there was a lot of token dilution, no? Yeah. Okay, so what this project does is a proof of stake, smart contracts, open source blockchain platform, and value transfer protocol. It aims to bring together the strengths of Bitcoin and Ethereum in one chain. QTUM is built on Bitcoin's UTXO transaction model with the added functionality of smart contract execution and dApps. And obviously it's listed on most of the bigger exchanges. All right, the reason why I said it doesn't look bullish, because the 2021 bull market did not perform, like we did not perform well here. Like, yes, we were sitting at $1.50, we got to $20, $30. But considering where we were when we launched in 2018, this doesn't look very promising, is all I can say. I mean, getting back to the previous all-time high is possible, and that's it. I would not have any crazy predictions for this project. And the same goes for all of the OG coins like Dash, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin. I would not be expecting them to perform extremely well. Okay, so let's bring out a nice support trend line here. You can see there's a nice support trend line that's keeping us afloat, and that's great. So whenever you are pulling back down, the yellow support trend line should be there to hold you as support. And then we had this resistance here, this descending resistance trend line that we are back testing as support right now. So we're doing everything we need to be doing. A nice breakout here. We didn't even get too overextended, to be honest with you. There's essentially no volume. I mean, this is not a lot compared to 2021. It is more than we used to get throughout the summer. It is more, I'll give you that. So, you know, as long as we hold the yellow trend line, we should be good for continuation here. And buying off of the 20 MA and off of this exact level here is also a good idea in my opinion. Yes, if you bought in at the, you know, absolute bottom here, you would have been 69% up, but 68% is not a huge deal. It's not a huge deal whatsoever. And if you're looking to get back to $30, you're looking at a nice 10x from here. A nice 10x, that's all I would be waiting for. I'm not gonna, you know, say that we're going back to $100. Of course, if you know the fundamentals better than I do, and I'm sure you do because I know nothing about the project, if the fundamentals and the news and the team are actually going to be doing something that will bring more value to the project, of course we can break the all-time high and even break the 2018 all-time high. But I'm just saying I would be cautiously skeptical about these projects that have been around for 6 years and that have printed a lower high during the second bull market. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you all for joining, guys. Let me know if there are any altcoins you want me to take a look at. We'll probably do a few more and then we'll start wrapping up. Feel free to start the live stream from the very beginning because we did talk about ETFs and we covered some projects as well. Michael Jesiek, can you check OMG token? Let's take a look at OMG. Sounds like a meme coin, to be honest with you, but who knows? Let's pull up the CoinMarketCap page. OMG network. I think I've heard of this. 100% is out in circulation. That's really good. We're listed on Binance. Okay, interesting. OMG Network, formerly known as OmiseGo, is a non-custodial layer 2 scaling solution built for the Ethereum blockchain. As an Ethereum scaling solution, OMG Network is designed to allow users to transfer ETH and ERC tokens significantly faster and cheaper than when transacting directly on the Ethereum network. The network is based on a novel scaling solution called More Viable Plasma. Very interesting, a layer 2. I'm going to save this. Layer 2s are probably going to do very well. And then again, you can see the same story here. Same story. There are a lot of layer 2s on ETH, and if I have to choose between this and Arbitrum, of course I'm going to go for Arbitrum or Polygon. Why would I go for something that is underperforming if I'm obviously going to be buying the token with the expectation of making money? But just, you know, as a means to diversify, yes, you can buy this 100% out in circulation, really good. Listed on Binance, really good. So yes, it could perform very well, but once again, I would be cautious, very cautious of any, you know, high price projections, because you don't wanna ride the wave down. That's all I'm saying. So we did touch this level in 2020 and in 2023, essentially almost 3.5 years apart. And that was our bear market bottom, which is nice. This goes to show that this level is really strong here. And we do have a... Okay, I hate when it does that. Okay, whatever. So we do have a descending resistance trend line. And you can also argue we do have a nice support band over here that we keep bouncing off. And this is essentially a descending broadening wedge, effectively. Or you can call it a channel down pattern, if you will, but it's just that it's getting wider as you go along. So that's why it's a broadening descending wedge. And a breakout from here obviously is something that we're going to be expecting. And then you have immediate resistance levels to target at $3.77 and $2.33. Those would be some nice areas to take some profit if you're looking to do that. The all-time high from where we are is 2,800% away. So that's really good. 2,800% is really good. So even if you sell at the previous all-time high, you're making a lot of money here. And we're bouncing off of the 20 EMA. We're actually losing the 20 EMA here on the weekly. So I would say be careful. Be careful waiting for these lows here. I would start averaging in right now. We haven't gone up that much from the bear market bottom anyway. So if your average buying price is going to be below the 20 EMA, somewhere in here, that's perfect. That is perfect. And you're looking at 3,000+% to the all-time high. And you can just get out at that time and that's it. But something to consider is that maybe we won't even retrace to the previous all-time high, which is over here. Maybe we'll just print another lower high and then move into the next bear, right? So you have this descending resistance trend line. That's something to consider. But of course, that depends on how bullish you are on the project. Did you do Mina earlier? I'm thinking to get in. We did Mina, yes, we covered Mina. What about Bojdar Stoyanov? Where are you from, Bojdar? Is that a Bulgaric name? Are you from Bulgaria by any chance? Let's take a look at POWR. Power Ledger, $253 million market cap, 50% out in circulation, 1 billion max supply, not bad. Is Cardano a good buy now? Well, we'll take a look at Cardano as well. Listed on Binance, okay. Let's open up the chart. What the heck is this? Interesting. I mean, I would expect these kind of wicks on KuCoin or Gate, but not on Binance. Well, again, there was TRB that had a massive wick on Binance too, so kind of a scam wick, to be honest with you, but we don't know what happened. Maybe some news, maybe something was announced. I don't know. So from the bottom, January 2023, we're up 4x, more than 4x already. And October 29th, this didn't even drop that much. Wow, 87% drop. It performed really well here. I'm impressed. I am impressed. A really good retest here. Yeah, once this thing breaks above this resistance trend line, we could fly. nice ascending trend line there to hold us as support. So you can see how we might get, oh, sorry. So you can see how we might get a lot of price suppression here. And then we could have a massive breakout. That's a possibility. Once again, it depends on how bullish you are on the project, depends on what the team is doing. By the looks of things, like if we're breaking above the previous all-time high here from November 2021, we could very well break above this all-time high at $1.87. Because we could give the benefit of the doubt to this specific project because it literally launched at the end of the bull market. So we just had a nice pump and then a move to the downside. That's the only reason why I would give it the benefit of the doubt. But setting up a fib with targets to the upside, you could be looking at $2.79 for Power Ledger. So from the bottom, that would be 2,200% to the upside. From the current prices, that's only 450%. So I would definitely wait for a retracement here. Buy off of the 20 EMA. Target the 20 EMA on the weekly. That's your best friend during these times when we're very close to the bull market. The 20 EMA is going to be your support band. If you drop below it, that's even better. You get a cheaper price. You can get more tokens for cheaper prices. But with the expectation that we'll be bouncing off the 20 EMA, logically, the 20 EMA is a really good entry point. Just keep that in mind, guys. Yes, I'm Bulgarian. How'd you know? I mean, your name sounded Bulgarian. What about Perpetual? Perpetual, is that a project or are you just asking about perpetual trading in general? Let's take a look at Cardano. I do own Cardano. I'm staking on the Ledger Live app, and I'm kind of hoping they pick up the pace because, yes, I mean, they did print a higher low here, which is great. But if they're going to be getting to $7 to $6, they need to do something. They need to have a killer DApp that's going to bring in a lot of people. And there are a lot of narratives that they can start building into that would bring a lot of people. So we did break out of this pattern here, which is nice. We had a nice breakout. And coming down to the 20 EMA would be perfect. Once again, 43 cents, great buying opportunity. If you don't have any coins right now, you could start averaging in. I would say 50 cents is not a bad point to start. You're potentially looking at a 10x. Keep in mind, this is a high cap altcoin. My average buying price is around, I want to say 30 cents. I can't remember exactly. Maybe a bit less than that even. Around 30 cents. And I'll be targeting $5 to $6 during the bull market. If Bitcoin is going to be sitting at 120K and Cardano is barely breaking above the all-time high, have no mistake about it, I will be selling my Cardano at that point. I'm not going to be waiting for $5 just because it's a nice number. It's a nice round number to sell your coins at. If Bitcoin is showing me signs that the bull market is coming to an end, my altcoins are going to get sold. Like without any worries whatsoever. Even if the targets are not met, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The targets are only there for them to be met if Bitcoin is still rallying, right? When Bitcoin reaches a certain point, then it's getting very risky for you to hold your altcoins past a certain point. So I'm just not going to be risking holding my Cardano after 100 to 120K Bitcoin. So if we get to $5 before Bitcoin gets to 120K, great, we'll sell at $5. If not, we'll sell earlier. And where do you want to set up those buy limit orders? So once again, 20 EMA is a really good price. We're losing the 200 EMA, so we'll definitely be dropping a bit lower. You have another area here at 45 cents, which is the April 2023 high. And then you have another level over here, which is at 40 cents, which is the February 2023 high. So we'll just add, what we can do actually is just add a nice block here. So this is where I would expect the price to kind of bottom out if we're looking at a bullish outcome where we just print a higher low and have another move to the upside. This is where I would expect the price to bottom between 45 to 40 cents. If we get a wick down in a bearish scenario and let's say we have a black swan event, a crash, whatever, or we just have Bitcoin crashing to $30,000, obviously altcoins will just get destroyed. You could look for a retest of this teal trend line here. So coming down to 30-ish cents, 33, 35 cents. So we broke above this trend line and coming back down to supported is not, impossible. So make sure you have some buy limit order set up even below this yellow block, but that's when you can start building your position. That would be a really good area to start building your position. Hopefully that explains my understanding of the chart. I guess I will buy Cardano and XRP with $1,000 each today. I mean, I would say XRP is fine. I would say for Cardano, just spread out those buy limit orders because XRP is actually pulling back a bit. As you can see, 55 cents. We're sitting at the 55 EMA, and we're kind of going to be retesting this major resistance that we had since 2022. So buying $1,000 worth of XRP over here is okay in my opinion, but I can't say the same about Cardano. I can't say the same about Cardano. Okay, we'll do one more. I think AI gaming coin will outperform altcoins this year. Yeah, I think AI obviously and gaming are going to be very bullish narratives. That's why I'm trying to buy as many AI and good gaming and AI low caps, and we're sharing them on Patreon. So feel free to check out the link down below in the description. I can quickly just do a bit of an ad here. And if you're already on the Patreon, thank you very much. But if you're not, we are growing by the day. We have a lot of content available for you already. So if you join, you get access to all of the posts for free for 7 days. And you get a bunch of TAs, a bunch of airdrops, a bunch of buy limit orders, all of my portfolios and podcast episodes as well. So it's just a nice, and a lot of resources, by the way. We get a lot of resources in here. So if you're looking for a nice community and you're looking for some like-minded people that have a lot of good projects that are investing into crypto and have been in the space for quite a while, then this Patreon is definitely for you. So jumping back into the charts, we have Perpetual. So let's take a look at Perpetual, see what this project is all about. Perpetual protocol, $80 million, not bad, no max supply. So we got listed back in 2021, still sitting at very low prices. $1.2 billion market cap. I mean, this doesn't look terrible. We're listed on Binance as well. Interesting. Perpetual is a decentralized exchange for futures on Ethereum and XDAI. Traders can go long or short with up to 10x leverage on a growing number of assets like Bitcoin, ETH, blah, blah, blah. Trading is non-custodial, meaning traders always retain possession of their assets and on-chain. Essentially, this is like a perpetual DEX. So let's open up the chart. There we go. Now we are starting to print some nice candles here. Nothing too crazy yet. Nothing too crazy yet. Also, there's a nice resistance level that we're trying to break above. Okay. So we can see there's not a lot of resistance in this area here. So if we start breaking above $1.40, we could fly. We could fly all the way until this level here. Between $4.58 to $3.80. We could absolutely have a nice, big, huge parabolic move to those prices there. And if this DEX is going to get a lot of demand, of course, we can assume that the all-time high is going to be broken, which is currently at $24. In terms of buying, once again, I would target the 20 EMA because we're a bit overextended from it. I wouldn't be buying anything right now. We are up like 4x from the bottom there. I wouldn't necessarily be buying anything right now. If you're feeling the FOMO, if you really want to buy into this project right now, you feel like we're going to have a nice pump, you can, I guess, start buying just little bits and pieces around these prices here. And then if we dip, you just buy more. But if you're buying here, buy with expectation to go lower, because you're more likely to just go a bit lower than have a massive pump. But again, if we have the pump and you bought in here, great, that's good for you. Yeah, and if we get a massive crash, the yellow trend line here is going to be a really good entry point for you. And we're going to print a higher low at the same time, which is only going to assert and certify this support level. So 20 MA, 73 cents, 75 cents, great buying opportunity, in my opinion. If the dev is gone, what are the chances of getting listed on Binance, even if you're pumping? If the developers are gone, then I don't think there's a chance for the thing to be listed. I mean, if the team is not transparent, if they're not docs, they can still get listed, obviously. PancakeSwap is a Binance project, and they got listed, but if there are no developers, there's no team, then they can't get listed, of course. GMX should run this season. That is true, but also look into the unlocks investing schedule of GMX. I think it's brutal, to be honest with you. But again, it's perpetual DEX trading, so I don't really get involved with that. So I'm not investing into Perp or into GMX. Looking for another good entry on Link, $10 to $12 exactly. That's where I would be buying if I didn't have any Chainlink tokens. And we did cover Chainlink. You can just scroll back on the video a bit. We covered Chainlink. Router protocol. This will have a massive 2024 to 2025. So this will probably be the last project we cover, because I do have to get going, guys. And Router is pumping. It is having a very nice pump. So that will be a nice entry for anyone looking to buy that block there. And feel free to open up the charts and just follow and add all of these levels, guys, just so you know and understand how you can track some of these support levels and where to set up those buy limit orders, because you want to have this all on your chart so that you don't have to open up my channel every time you want to buy something. You can just open up your own charts and do your own analysis, essentially. But we're getting a bit overextended here. As you can see, the RSI, the stochastic, and the MACD are going parabolic. We have good volume coming in, so you could say the breakout is confirmed. Nice pump there. Yeah, I mean, you should have been buying it down here in this accumulation zone, to be honest with you. If you're looking to buy it right now, I would wait for retracement back to $4-ish. That's what I would do. But let me see. Router protocol is something that I think I saved into my watch list. Yeah, it's saved. $119 million market cap, not bad. Circulating supply is doing good. I would look into this at $4, to be honest with you. I would look into this at $4. Is a cross-chain liquidity aggregator platform that was built to seamlessly provide bridging and emerging layer 1, layer 2 blockchain solutions. The goal is to enable users to swap their assets from different networks seamlessly. Interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna save, yeah, I saved it into my watch list, so we'll keep an eye on this. But I would just say, if you're looking to buy in right now, you're FOMOing in, I would say look at the 20 EMA here and anything below that. All right, that should be it. that should be it. QNT to 10K possible. I would say be more conservative regarding QNT, like 1500 tops. But thank you all for joining, guys. We're not going to be able to take a look at all the requests as always because there are a lot of them, and we do have a limit on the time. So we're just about past an hour. So thank you all for joining. I really appreciate the comments. I really appreciate the support. Once again, feel free to check out the Patreon. 7-day free trial is available for everyone to kind of get a taste of what we're doing there. And if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, leave them down below the uploaded live stream in the comments, because this will get re-uploaded almost immediately after we're done here. So thank you, Susan Гончаренко. О, вітаємо, Гончаренко. Сюзанна, вітаємо на стрімі. And that should be everything. Take care and goodbye.